do you do if you have paths and shapes that are inside and you want it to be all one shape? You want this space to become transparent. Right now I have my path along the outside. There it is. And I've drawn one of these shapes on the inside. Okay, so I could take this outside path and I could give it a color. Okay, and so by filling it, you see I've filled in all the spaces in here. And I could take this inside shape and I could give that a color too. I could even color it white. Okay, but if I take another shape, let's say I just make a black rectangle, we'll make it purple, and we'll put it behind everything. You can see that it's not actually transparent there. I've made a white shape underneath everything. So I'm going to lock this purple rectangle just for a second so we can see how we'll do that. So in order to make what's called a compound path, okay, so I'm going to have this inside shape and the outside shape. I want Illustrator to understand that they are part of the same object, that this is like a donut and this is a donut hole. I'm going to select both. So I will click on the dot of this path. I will hold Shift, click on the dot of the next path. I do need to make sure that the outside, the perimeter, is at the bottom of the layer stack. Now I could go up under Object, Compound Path is here, but you remember me telling you that the right click of Illustrator is often helpful. So I'm going to right click with my mouse and I'm going to say I would like to make a compound path because that's what I would like to do. So when I do that, notice now that attaches this inside shape and the outside shape, and we can now see the purple rectangle behind here. It's made a donut. So I can now take this path, and that's transparent there. Whatever I put behind there, I'll be able to see. One last note before we do this. I'm actually going to lock this and I'm going to release that compound path for a minute, and we'll take this outside path. I'm going to do no fill just for a second because I want you to work smarter, not harder. Okay, so I have this shape here, right? This is this inside shape, but that same shape is repeated here and here and here. Okay, so I could repeat this a couple of times. I could Alt, drag, and put one on each side and rotate as needed. Okay, but even smarter than that, and that's not bad, I am going to lock this outside path just for a second. I don't want to hit it by accident. I'm going to take this first one. I'm going to do an Alt drag. And what did I do to get here, right? I flipped it. So I'm going to transform and reflect. And this was a vertical flip, or horizontal, I'm sorry, a horizontal flip. Okay, so see how now that's going to fit. So I'll use my arrow keys now to move it in place. That's often a more precise way to do things. Okay, now I'll grab both of them. Now everything else is locked, so I can safely just drag a box around things. Those will be the only things I grab. I can grab Alt to make a copy. If I hold Shift now at the same time, it will keep it in the same horizontal plane, which is handy because I don't really want to have to remove things. Okay, so I'll get them close to the same space, and then now we need to flip these. So I'm going to right click while selected, transform, reflect again. This is a vertical, say OK, and now I'll use my arrow keys to put them in the same spot. Okay, now at this point I can unlock my path. I can select everybody and right click and tell all of those that they should be compound. So now those are donuts all the way through. Okay, I would just repeat the same process. I have shapes in here that I also need to draw, and again, these four shapes are the same shapes as these four over here. So don't draw them more than once. Do a really nice job here and then copy and paste them over, either through Edit Copy or Alt click to make a duplicate.